Throttle up. Stage 1, engine priming, initiate. Oh yeah, I've got all the lingos now. Roger. We got movement. Releasing brakes. Confirm brake release. And I don't know why I had to invert the steering. So now if we get in like an ATV, I'm not sure if the steering is going to be all jacked up, but for some reason the steering was inverted. Dealing with some drift. We'll just pretend this is like crosswinds. Initiating stage 2. Liftoff procedure. Jets initialized. Closing off air intakes for Milano. Oh wow, that helped a lot. Oh no, never mind. Never mind, no. We are approaching 80 meters per second. Skirt. Doing some Tokyo drifting. While we're here, just for funsies. Crosswinds. Man, I can't imagine what it would feel like to land in this situation. I would imagine just the cabin just rumbles, like every other takeoff or landing in real life. But when you see it from like a video of a plane that's going in like sideways, it's like, well, I'm not getting on a plane for a while. Oh god. Oh god. Come on, stay up. Stay up. You can do it. Lifting landing gears. Proceeding to a 15% incline. East. Due east. Roger, Wilco, Dodger, Alpha, Tango, Zulu, Foxtrot, Bravo. Bob's like, why did you bring me? Me and Valentina were just fine watching. You guys did not have to bring us. We're just unnecessary weight. What Bob and Valentina didn't know is they were ballast. If necessary, Jebediah and Bill would eject them to maintain the stability of the craft. We were doing better. We're like 100 meters per second. We were struggling to get to like keep 80. Then again, this is still surface speed versus whatever speed. Oh god. Climbing. We haven't even broken 10,000. And there's a cricket. Gross. that a cricket? Dang it. It's been raining, so all the bugs are finding their way in to the house. You're trespassing, cricket, so just letting you know, just announcing myself before I murder you. It's nothing against you, but you are trespassing. I've asked you to leave. Please leave the premises. I gave you a warning. So, when death from above eventually comes, you know, when you meet your maker, tell him that I was fair in my delivery. Yay! Falling over 1,000 feet. I feel like I should not try to fight the fact that it doesn't want to make me go perfectly 90 degrees east. But then again, if I don't fight it, I'm scared that it'll be like, oh, you're not fighting anymore. Well, I'm just gonna do whatever to you now. I'm gonna take advantage of you. Let's do some backflips. So you never made adjustments for adding that extra engine. You thought everything be cool. So we're proceeding just under 20 degrees. Too scared to go above that, so we're basically crawling to 10,000 feet. 10,000 feet. The game clock says 2 minutes, 18 seconds, but every second in the game clock is like 5 seconds. Basically, my biggest enemy right now is impatience. I should have like elevator music. I do kind of like how Kerbal does remove the music for the takeoff. Gets you really escaped. I don't have any shoes on, otherwise I already stepped on them. Great, you know, every little thing on my body feels like a bug crawling on me. What was I saying? Oh. For liftoff, I like how they don't have music, because it gets you really, really into the intensity of how delicate of an operation liftoff is. And then they just start blasting the music as soon as you get to space. It's so satisfying. So satisfying when you finally hear that space music. They did a good job there. We're bobbing here, I don't know. I don't like that we're bobbing. Bobbing and weaving. It seems to like 15%. Or 15 degrees. But it also likes pulling me north. Which is ever so gently wasting So we're about a quarter of the way to where we want to be. I'm thinking the engines, the engines on the ship might actually be taking from or not taking from the planes. Because I feel like I should have had more fuel than I ended up with when I decoupled, but I'm not sure. It's deceptive. $3,000 feet, or feet, meters. Continuing to climb. Still hanging out at about 15 degrees. Still listing ever so gently towards the north. With no clear explanation. Try fighting it. Let me see if I can pull it more south without destroying everything I've worked so hard for thus far. See, this is where I need a quick save. Can I F5 here? Oh, I can. I was always under the impression that you couldn't quick save unless you were throttled down completely. I guess they changed that somewhere down the line. So now that I quick saved, should I try time lapse? Let's try to dial in, dial it in, and go. Oh yeah, time lapse level 2, let's go. Oh yeah, oh. GG. What's quick load? F9? That was a simulation. Confirmed simulation of time lapses, catastrophic failure of structural integrators. Oh jeez. That's sketchy. That's not sketchy at all. It did level us off. That can be a little hack there. For instant leveling, just quick save and reload. Does look like we're level. Like a locked in level too. As long as I don't mess with it. Now we're flying pretty stable. No hands. But can it maintain? When the cricket or starts chirping, give me a heart attack. We're making decent progress. Not sure. Whoa! Speaking of heart attacks, hopefully. Thanks for the follow, appreciate it. I feel like this thing tells you in meters per second, so it looks like we're climbing at about 10 meters per second. Vertical speed. Vert spit. Vert spit. Guess I could check it out. I won't right now, but I'll scroll through it. Scroll back to it after, probably after. In the middle of a very delicate operations. Think. Or approaching 4,000. Now with these engines and these rockets, I kind of hit an invisible wall right here around 9,000, 10,000. I'm not sure if these are big enough to like chew through that thin layer of atmosphere. I'm tempted, let me F5 here. Quick save. I want to see maybe if I turn off these engines. Turn off those. I wonder if I can see here. Adapter. As fuel. Okay, see, our liquid fuel is good then. So it looks like we were pulling from. Now we're clear up, almost pointing north. Do we not have enough juice to continue our ascent? Why does it want to point me north? Maybe those engines that I turned off are the reason why. Because those are kind of dialed in by eyeball. All these, I feel like all these engines, with exception of the rockets on the wing, those are dialed in also. No, think about it. Everything's pretty much dialed in manually. But because it's symmetric, it should cancel out any anomalies, so to speak. But I don't know. This game sometimes likes to make mountains out of molehills. It's like there's some symmetry algorithm within the game that's like, I do not approve of your manual assembly of parts, sir. So it looks like we've dropped down to climbing at a rate of 5 meters per second. So we cut our climb speed in half by cutting those engines, even though we're trying to stay about still 15%. But it looks like we're still climbing. Uh-oh, we're evening out. Evening out here. Do I need those engines? I might need those engines. I know these top out at matter of fact, I think the reason why they're gonna cut off is because the air intakes on the craft have been shut to cut down on drag. So those might go because of that, while the other engines are good for the taxi. Space taxi, I think that's what we're gonna call it. So we're back up to about 10, almost 10 meters per second incline. Our vertical speed climbing at 10%. I'm gonna try to level off the nav ball at 9. I'm not even gonna try for 10. 10 could be greedy. Why are we wobbling? Why are we wobbling? I'm gonna keep it down to 10. 10 degrees incline, because I don't think we're basically stuck here. We might have hit our invisible wall here. We try to climb again. So I try to climb beyond here, I feel like we get a nasty little wobble going. We just gotta power through it. Actively. Okay. So we're climbing, making good progress climbing again. Maybe that was like a little pre-wall, pre-atmospheric wall. That's what I'm scared of. Because this thing has such little clearance for decoupling. Let's just hope. Let me make sure. So fuel has come out of the little tank. That might be why when I decoupled it didn't fire last time. We're locked in here pretty good, so I'm at 5. 4,700 meters, 101 surface speed, about 10 degrees incline, about 7 or 8 meters per second vertical speed. Chillin'. Turn on some lights. So when we go into space, we don't see a pitch black darkness. Start to see the curvature of the Earth. I think we're going really slow. Not slow as in we need more power, but slow as in the computer is just every now and then Bob's cockpit gets a good jolt. So what if I switched You have Jebediah as a pilot, Bill's engineer, Bob's a scientist. If we had Jebediah and Valentina in the pilot's cabin together, would that be a better... would I fly better? Can I transfer them? So I know we're middle of a takeoff here, but let's have 5 before we do this. Knowing Bill, he's gonna like kick over something while he tries to make his transition. Transfer to here. And then this. Transfer Valentina. Cockpit. There we go. F5 for safety. Man, she is happy. She's like, progress! Yes! Progress! I'm still sitting behind a man. But yes, progress for the female Kerbals! Face is about to rip open, she's smiling so hard. Good, solid, locked in progress here. In the flight as well. No big changes. Barely digging into the fuel here. This is the main meat of our fuel for getting this far. We got plenty of it. Are those snow-capped mountains? I don't think they had those last time I went flying around. When I mean flying around, I mean tried to land in the airport and overshot or undershot and had to just settle for settle for any body of land with a flat surface I could potentially land on. Okay. We're really crawling now. Computer processing wise. Which is deceiving because the sound is just, it's just a loop of the engines being on. There's no real indicator. Which is smart on however they programmed it. Because if the sound went according to how fast my computer's probably processing this, it'd be like geek, 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 geek. That's how the engine sounds would go. Geek, 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 geek. Yep, yep, what, geek, wop. You are working with over 500 parts here. Jebediah and Valentina are loving it. Bob's a little terrified. He's like, I just want to do science. And Bill's like, I just want to engineer the science. Nice and solid progress, so we're gonna have 5. Let me think. What can go wrong? Just had a terrifying thought. of me needing to have threaded fuel to here, but forgetting to symmetry so it would be on one side. I would have quit. I would just cut the stream off. Just like, that's it, we're done. This is MrGlasco signing off because screw this game. It's my fault. But I do feel like I left the stove on, and we will only realize it when we get there. What it is, what this feeling is. So it looks like we're almost at this threshold for this atmosphere, and I thought this threshold was 10,000. Apparently it's what, 6? 7? Maybe 9? I don't know. Seems like we're a lot closer to it than I assume given our current altitudes. Wonder if I save, exit, load. No, I don't think I can exit. I don't think I can exit mid-flight, especially not orbital. I was thinking about saving, turning everything down, and then coming back to this to see where it is. I think the whole point of saving and quick saving and quick loading is that you can't leave. You can't leave your progress. I think another cue that we've reached the top of these engines' potential, atmospheric-wise, is that what will happen is, even if this is pointed at an upward trajectory, you'll see this fuel, the exhaust goes straight, even though it's at an angle, which tells us that we're at a lot thinner atmosphere. Because the drag is making us backflip, and it tells us that the engines can't grab enough air. At that point they usually start flaming out too, from my past experience at least. I'm 11 minutes in, I feel like it's a lot longer than that. Is there anything I can change here? I think there's some stuff. I'm gonna just turn all this stuff down really quick. Like as far down as possible. Apply. Accept. Hopefully the plane doesn't explode. It's better. I mean, this thing looked like it started ticking faster. They still look like they're in time warp, slow motion world. Wondering why this plane is lit up and this one's not. Unless the light that I have is backwards on one of these. This noise is very soothing. It feels like I'm in an airplane. I'm like, okay, time to take a nap. Go to sleep, wake up to explosions. That's the only thing about this delivery system. Space taxi is very, very slow. Luckily we have quick saves, but without quick saves, my goodness. Trying to reset one of these off a small mistake. Okay. The thing about the Virgin Galactic this system of delivering a ship to upper atmosphere is I don't think it's currently being designed to put a ship in orbit. It's currently designed to get to a ship to upper atmosphere and then to come back down. Maybe the upper or outer atmosphere, or outside the atmosphere completely, and come back down. Oh, excuse me. So, even for the sake of practicality, this might not be. It might be what actually happens with this. It's like just kisses the atmosphere, doesn't have enough fuel to circularize, and then we either gotta put in infinite fuel to make it happen, or gotta go back and figure out how to put more fuel in this thing. I do feel like this is important though. Having these two engines might have saved us the woes of resetting because we don't have enough power. We'll see. I think at one point I had 3 engines. Hoping that was just overkill. F5ing. This is what I was expecting to get to yesterday. Whether on the stream or on my own tinkering, I expected to get this far, but I was just not even getting close to this. I think this extra engine here is the key to this build. The build before that, I thought this one was going to be the key, but apparently both these 4 engines, and then turning these on also is key. So we're nearing this threshold. Looks like it might actually be 7,000 meters up. Jebediah and Valentina are still just overjoyed somehow. After 12 minutes in flight minutes, in like 30 minutes for us. They're still just over the moon. Even though I don't think this can make it to the moon. It'd be nice to try to take this thing like planet hopping and stuff like that, but without putting something like infinite fuel on, don't see that happening. If I can just get this into orbit, I feel like we're done. I could try to make a quick, I could try to throw together a quick space station, I guess, for it to dock with. To have the two meet up here. But as far as tonight, I feel like done. Did it. For this highlight, I feel like I need to download it and fast forward it in Adobe Premiere or After Effects because good God. Good God. Okay, here's a good indicator that we're starting to. This is now crawling at 5 meters per second vertical speed, but I feel like we've actually gone up to 15 when we were holding it like below 15 or even 10 meters or 10 degrees. So even though our incline is actually increased by a pinch, our vertical speed is actually decreasing. Our surface speed, excuse me, just remember at the surface it was at 100, like 101, so it's down by 10 meters per second. We're so far from the surface, it's so far below us. Oh no. Scared about this first threshold we're gonna pass. What's it gonna do? 5. I'm also scared of F5ing right before disaster and being screwed. I guess that's part of the game now, isn't it? So it's weird. Now the what is it? Prograde is going to the right. Before it was going to the left. Excuse me. Like I was saying before, maybe we'll just pretend it's a atmospheric thing. I feel like I can walk away from this. Let me come. Walk away, try to find this cricket. Go get a drink. Be right back. And I should come back and it's the same. Even if we reach the ceiling and it's like not climbing, it's still at this kind of angle. Of about 50 degrees, but 0 vertical speed. Be okay with that. Oh man, this flight is killing me. Almost at 7,000 meters. Let me try to F5, save. Let me try level 1 time. Maybe it'll force us through whatever threshold is up ahead. Kinda nervous about it. It seems stable enough that we're just gonna kind of coast through it, and maybe somewhere in here we'll start dying down. Our engines will reach their limit. Stats of this engine is normal. Airspeed's good. Fuel flow's good. 100% of propellant requirements are met. So that's telling us that this doesn't even register any thinning of the atmosphere yet. I think that's what that means. Status nominal. It does say output 37%. And that could be because we're at a 15-degree incline. But that could be the indicator of thin atmosphere, even though this says 100% met. I don't know how they measure. They might not measure thin atmosphere percentages. Which would be weird, because they probably should. Oh, they have to be. Just chilling. I wonder what pilots talk about. I mean, if they're as happy as Jebediah and Valentina here, just about flying, then I guess they don't talk about much. Just like, whoa, yeah, yeah, let's go, let's fly, let's fly. This is awesome. More power to you. I don't think I could do it. They should have that actually. They should have a sleeping Kerbal. For all we know, that's Bill. Bill might be asleep with his eyes open. But I feel like of the reactions that they have scared and happy. I guess that's only real two, and like neutral. But they should add sleepy. I don't think it'd be too hard to add. I don't think they blink though, so this is probably the equivalent of sleepy. I think their eyes are just it could be like what is it, like chameleons have those weird eyes, but the actual eye is actually in the middle, so maybe their eyeballs are actually the black part, and maybe that part does actually blink, we just can't see because it's black. Maybe they have those little membrane lids that you can't tell are blinking. And once again, it looks like we're even above 15 degrees, almost 20, but yet our vertical speed's kind of crawling. Wonder if this is where I do it. This is where I stage out. Alright, ready? We have F5 for safety. We have pilots Jebediah and Valentina. They have black windows indicating that they are seeing space, primarily. I don't know if that's a cue I should be reading into more. I could try pulling up, or I could try the stage, going to the next stage. I'm scared of pulling up. I mean, I could just F9 it, really. F5, and then try to see if we can climb to like 25 degrees. like that. Not like that. What's up, the Bob? OG Bob. Let's see. Now I'm down about like 10%. It actually looks like the vertical speed is declining. So it looks like our break even is at this point and at 15%. So let's go up again and see if we can decouple this thing. There we go. So it looks like that doesn't help. Those engines on there do not help. Oh no. That kind of sucked. A lot of wasted fuel there. Yeah, you've been in here a couple times. Said hey a couple times. What's up? Oh god. It's around 45 degrees. $45 degrees. So we got decent rate of vertical speed here. Me, I am 32. Yeah. Or I'll be 32 in December. Oh god. Oh man, come on. Dang it. Why game? Why? Let's see. I can F9 this. And I can preemptively avoid backflipping by dialing down these engines. What's that? 40, 32, 75% maybe? Let's try 80. Okay. So maybe if I pull up Minecraft game, I mean, It's a sandbox. It's a creative sandbox kind of game, the way I play it. But it's more with rockets and plane, rocket parts and plane parts. Okay, I'm gonna try to pull up really drastically here, and then to couple down. Why are you fighting me here? Leaving the lobby. Okay. Turning off my jets. So this is with 80% on the lower rockets to compensate for any desire for this thing to backflip. And our RCS is now on. I still feel a little pull. Still feel a little pull from my pitch. Technically, I don't think you go 45 until 10,000, so I actually need to be going like straight up. Let's see how well the game agrees. That's 8,000. I feel like the game's trying a little bit faster. It just didn't like the taxi. Progrades in front of us. Going straight up, which is nice. Guess I should dial down to 45 degrees at about approaching 10,000 maybe. Slowly, now we're finally going east again. So 80% the magic number. Probably could be 75. That's another reason why it's good to have multiple engines like this set up, because you get to make the same kind of adjustments. Okay, we're at 10,000, that's good. What? We're out! We're out of... wait, what? We're at 10,000. We're just about to hit this apoapsy. So we can get to the apoapsy at about, now we're falling, 10,000 apoapsy, or apoapsis, 10,000 meters. Back flip. Whoosh. Straight down. 10,000. Gets me to 10,000. And I feel like I need 3 more tanks to actually get me to 3 more tanks to get me to orbit level. And maybe there's enough in those 3 tanks to get me circularized. So furthering proof of concept, just not enough juice. Once again. We got plenty of reserve. Almost got 1,000 liquid fuel for me to turn these engines back on. And lander somewhere. But I'd probably do that if we were right on top of land. The fact that I gotta fly over there makes me kinda not wanna. And we are in free fall. Technically, we're goal. At some point, we'd reach terminal velocity. Fall at a constant rate. Yeah, I don't feel like going all the way. Maybe if I time lapse it, let's see if we can time lapse getting over to land. So, let's go! More power! 4 times time warp. Can we make it to land? Looks like we might. We should be able to make it. This thing's so wobbly. Go for the island, I guess. That's the closest thing. We'll get one shot. Landing gear coming out. Oops. Needed to open the air vents. Turn on other engines to help stabilize flight. Yeah, so choppy. Landing on an incline is gonna be rough. Yes! Yes! That's how you do it! It's a little choppy there. But we did it! Didn't break anything. Look at that clearance there. We nailed it. The clearance. We did it, guys. Oh, I can't exit. They're locked in there. Ta-da! I should probably put ladders on this thing. The poor computer. It's like physically warmer in this room too. It's trying so hard. Turn on the light, your lamps. It's your lamps. Just click it. How slow it's going. I think it's also going slow because it's actually... What? Since when do flags fall over? He lived. Should I do Milano to with wing to test light. Made back alive. Heart. And he just kicked the flag over because he's a jerk. Yeah, I think it's actually factoring in the debris from the other ship that's floating in the water wherever else.